Hello everybody, welcome back to PadFootTD Games. My name is Zach, I'm the voice behind the icon, and today we are back for another evlog. Once again, only one evlog today, but it's going to be a little extra chunky because we are running three races at Stafford this weekend. We are going to be running the SK Modifieds as our weekly division to try to keep our points up. We've been fine in that division. There's also an 80-lap, I think it's the Casella 80-lap Open Modified race that we're going to be entering as well. And for our first time, we are going to be in the street stocks. For those of you who don't know, we're going to be alternating from the street stocks and late models from week to week. I'm thinking that may eventually shift and change if I want to put more racing onto the channel. We may actually travel up to Oxford on Friday nights for street stock and travel to Stafford for modifieds and late models. So I'm not 100% sure how I want to do it yet, but I'm having a lot of fun and I'm very excited for our first street stock race. Now, there are only there's only space for 2 cars in the trailer. So I have loaded up pretty much our backup wheel-in car for the open division, and we have our SK on board as well. My friend Andrew is going to be bringing the brand new wrapped street stock. He's actually going to pick it up from the shop and bring it on over just because I don't have a trailer big enough for 3 cars. It's already a lot of weight with 2. All right, but I think it's going to be a good time. Let's get ourselves out here on the road. And let's get heading on down to Stafford for a full day of racing of, I don't know, all calibers. So I'm super excited about that. Additionally, one thing I am looking forward to is, come on, words are hard, man. Next week, we actually have another full week. We are going to be going to Thompson for their week. Can't even call it weekly. Their semi-monthly short track series, their oval series. I'm not sure if we're going to bring the street stock yet or bring one of the modifieds. We probably will do the open just because it makes the most sense logistically. But then, of course, we've got Stafford. And then, then we're going to Iowa with the Xfinity series. Yeah, I planned that out well. But right now, we're going to get down here, get on the highway, and get ourselves down to Stafford. We'll see you guys in a bit. Man, it's just a nice, peaceful drive. Gets me in the headspace to be able to get ready for racing here at Stafford, especially doing the 3 events, and next week possibly doing 4. Didn't think that one through, and then we're on to Loudon, where I've already signed up to do doubleheader at Loudon on Saturday. After a race or 2 at Stafford on Friday. I'm going to be a tired guy. It should be a good time, though. Last week, what did we do last week? I think we just ran the SK mods and the late models, I think. I know from what I remember, we won the late model race, which was cool, our very first win in that division. Oh, you're letting me go. You had the right of way, but all right, I'm just going to cut off this cop, I guess. Good. That felt worth it. And I can't remember if we were able to weasel our way into a top 10 or a top 5 last week. I think we got into a top 5 with the SK mod. So, I hate to leave the late models from doing so well, but since we're not doing the late models for points, I think it'd be fun to kind of jump back and forth. So we'll have 20 laps for the street stock, kind of being the baby division of the track. Then we'll have 40 laps for the SK, and then we have 80 laps for the open. Now, the open's interesting because people can go home. We're only going to start 36 cars. I think there's 40 or so, 40 plus that are signed up to enter. Who, if everybody shows up, that's always kind of a gamble. But in the open, we are going to have to make sure that we are at least, I can't remember if it's 10th or 8th. It's one of those 2. We're going to have to be one of those 2 to make sure that we don't have to end up going to the LCQ. So my fingers are crossed on that. Man, this feels like a longer trek down this way. I don't know why. So yeah, we will see on that. And since we are going to be in a couple different divisions, we're actually going to park in our touring spot. Oh, okay, you're just going to be in the right lane. I'll take the left, thank you. Come up here, take a left, and then another left. Everybody way high to Thompson. And that stop sign probably should stop. I don't need to take it today. Good. And let's turn down, and it does look like the first spot's open for the touring spot. I was debating about pulling our old Peterbilt out of storage and taking the big trailer and taking all three, but this kind of made more sense to me. We might next week with everything that's going on. I'm not 100% sure yet. Up and over. And we're going to park with the rest of the tour mods, and since we're first, we get to park right over in here. And right by the tires, leave room in front of us for the base to be open, and bam. Just like that. Looking good. Didn't even have to try to weasel it in. All right, let's climb on out. Let's get unloaded. All right, it is time for us to head out to the track. Ooh, watch your head. To take in our first practice with the street stocks. I got to get everything unloaded here first. We're going to get our SK and our, and our touring car unloaded. Drew should be here a bit with the actual car itself for street stock, but that's what the first thing you guys will see. So I think it'll be quick. I think we only get a couple laps. It doesn't feel like it's as long as everything else. So we'll see you guys in a bit. All right, I'm learning. It's a different beast. It's interesting. A lot of people be like, well, it's like such a step down. Every car is different, vastly different. And learning this one's quirks and the drive off, and do I go from the left rear, the right rear, do I try to point the nose? What do I want to do? It's been interesting to try to figure out. So, yeah, I'm feeling good. Mid-pack, I think there's 30 of us, 30 plus. Mid-pack, I can't ask for more for the first time being in the car. Hope you guys like the wrap. We did put Young Buck on the front of it, even though Misfits is on the back. It just felt big, empty white hood. I needed something. But hey, if anybody wants to throw a sponsorship our way, you just let me know. But we're going to head out now for practice for the SK mods, and we'll let you know how it goes. back from practice with the SK mods. So interesting. There's this overcast during the practice, and I couldn't get my tires where I wanted them to be. So I think I could have been faster. Now, with that, I can't complain. We're 8th fastest, so that's pretty awesome. Where it did kind of deteriorate for me was, let me actually back it up so I can see it. On the final lap of practice, when the sun had started to come out, I got loose off of turn 4, and I went into the infield, and we hit like the one berm that's there, and I'm actually looking at the footage right now. Let's see. Do it step by step. So we hit that berm. There is an instant where all 4 tires left the ground. We hit that berm at about 75 miles an hour. So there's a lot of stuff on the inside that I'm worried that may be broken in the SK. We'll find out as we go into the heats, but that's already going to kind of handicap us for the day, unfortunately, in the SK mods. So I'm going to let the crew work on that. I'm going to get into the open car and see how we can do. And our fingers are crossed that we'll get ourselves a good spot in the heat races to make our life a little bit easier. Where my mojo has gone for open divisions here at Stafford, but I'd like it back, please and thank you. It's weirdly frustrating. We used to come out here and we were like is it Woody Pickett or Pat Node who wins all the time in the opens? I can't actually remember. I'll find out literally tonight on TV. But we just don't have the speed. I was 12th fastest, which is fine. But it just means that it's going to be harder for us. You know, I think we're starting 10th, and we need to finish 8th, I believe. Let me actually look. Well, they're going to take top 10, but I'd like to finish higher than that, and we have a habit of spinning. So, kind of biting my nails, hoping that we're going to make the main show for tonight. But it's time for us to get into the street stock car for it's heat number 2, I think we're in. For the street stocks here, 5 laps, very quick. So I'm excited about that for our first heat race. So let's head on out, and we'll let you guys know how we do. So we are back from our heat race with the street stocks, and I believe we finished 4th. Was it 4th? 4th or 5th? 4th or 5th in the street stocks. It might be 4th because I think we're on the outside. Not bad. You know, and we kept the car in one piece. We did scrape the wall a little bit. One thing I'm learning with these street stock cars that I always forget, I take for granted, the clutch system that's in almost every other race car. You need to give it a second. You gotta let the RPMs drop a bit to slip into gear. I missed the 4th shift. I couldn't get it into gear, which I think might be a reoccurring theme. We'll try to get better at it. But now it's time to head out for the heat races for the SK mods. Oh gosh, where are we starting for that? We're going to be in heat number 2. We're going to be right towards the back anyways because of our handicap. We're going to be starting 10th. Right? Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 10th in heat number 2. So we'll get in the car, and we'll see you guys out there for our heat race in the SK mod. All right, we are back from our meh. That's how I can describe it. Our meh for our heat race. On lap 4, we ended up getting into the Nerf bar of Matt Swanson in the 25, which ended up kicking us very quickly to spinning on the backstretch. Started in the back, couldn't recover. Finished 7th out of 8. So not last, but not great. So that's going to put us in a really bad spot for the SK race. I definitely think that there's still something broken in the front end. I can't figure it out, unfortunately. So we're going to have to just race with what we got and hope for the best. And yeah, going to head out now for the heat race in the open and hope for the best. All right, back from our heat race. Eh? That's what I can say. We had a fight. We had a fight a lot. My brain again reset to thinking that we had to finish 8th or above to not make it to the LCQ, and that's what I wanted. We fought this car the whole entire time. I just couldn't get any grip on the track, so it felt and just kept on kind of drifting around. So we got some work to do on that. We had a battle with, gosh, who was it? Les Hinklery? I don't know. It's number 06. It's a yellow car. We had a battle with them that just felt like it was going on and on and on and on and on. And unfortunately, I had to do what I had to do to make it into the big show. And I did a slide job in turn 3 and used 8 tires instead of 4 and took that spot for 8th. It's a dirty move. I'm not super happy with it, especially knowing now that 10 would have made it in. But we kind of had a back and forth that whole heat race. So sorry, but not sorry for a little bit of aggressive driving there. But it's time for main event time. We're going to start with the street stocks. We are starting on the outside. No, we're on the inside. We have to be on the inside because there's only 2 rounds. I can't remember. We're midway back? Midway back? It's not that far. Only a couple rows back. So I'm hoping for a good solid run. 20 laps, it feels like going to kind of fly by. So wish us luck in our very first street stock race, and we'll see you guys afterwards. Right, well, would you look at that? Our very first street stock race, and we got a podium. 3rd place, nothing to bat an eye at. That was actually a lot of fun. Very challenging car still to figure out. I'm excited to grow with it. But it was a lot of fun driving that Monte Carlo around our only Chevy in our stable. So I'm hoping to be able to keep that momentum going. But we're going to head out now for the SK Modified main event. Yeah. Wish us luck. I don't think everything's fixed, but we'll find out. And now I think there might be something also wrong with the open car. Yay. are back. Top 10. You know, we were able to get a top 10 out of it. We were able to get 9th right at the line. 31 got really loose because somebody was kind of broken down in the front stretch. So we were able to kind of weave in and out and able to take 9th, which felt better than 10th. But it slipped down from where we were. Just had a lot of trouble with the car and some damage from that earlier incident. We also got collected very early on. I was a little unhappy. It was a green car. I can't remember the number, 18, something like that. I'm kind of getting sick of being taken out. I know it's just part of racing. It happens what it is, but this one was very, very clearly taken out in turn 4. And then, again, back through the infield. So, frustrated at that, to say the least. But, say la vie. It's time for the big show. We are starting... Where are we starting? I need my stats here. We're starting pretty far back. We're starting in 22nd. So we'll see what kind of progress we're able to make in Maine, and we'll stop by and we'll see you guys before we head on home. what a race. What a race. So we started 22nd, and the race was going so well until a three-way battle on the front stretch, and we got turned down into the infield grass by number 16. I can't even remember. It was just unhappy, and then so that put us in the back. We already had trouble with running through the field. I knew that we were going to, but as time were going on, we were picking them off one by one. We got as high as 20th, I believe, and at lap 32, I was up way too high coming on turn 4, got loose in the marbles, came across the nose of Pat Emmerling. Sent us down into the infield, spinning quite grandly, luckily missing the inside wall. Once again, shoving us into the back. You seeing a theme here? Really crappy theme. Starting out once again, we are rolling. We're 23rd after a bunch of people making adjustments and pit stops. We hadn't. I needed us to kind of focus on getting through there. Made our way back through to second after a couple laps, and the caution did come out. But for this one, I don't believe I was actually involved, or at least directly involved. Let's see. Yeah, because the caution's out there. Oh, I didn't even see that. I didn't see Jimmy blew it up in the wall. Oh, it was a big crash. Well, multiple cars. Can't say big, but there was a pretty good pile up in turn 3 after a brake check that I may have been part of. Oh yes, yes. This was my revenge on the 4 for kind of dicking me around for a handful of laps. Bobby Santos gave him a good little nudge when he came back onto the track. A lot of people brake checked and caused that. So inadvertently, I accidentally caused the caution. Let's see, from there, that was at lap, 42. We're going. We were able to make ourselves up to 14th. I was like, you know what? We're actually going to have a good day. It's lap 74, coming on 75. And guess what happened, y'all? Going into turn 2. Bang. It looks like we get loose. We didn't. We lost an engine. Gone. I was able to drive away, but there's a lot of damage. There is a lot of damage in that engine, which inevitably did ruin our day completely. So we ended up getting a DNF for this event, unfortunately. We made it up to 14th though, so I knew that we at least had some speed. Coming back from the back a lot, but frustrating to blow an engine in a car. So, frustrating day all around, unfortunately. Hello. All right, just exited out of the game. It's doing some weird stuff again. It's acting up once again, which is a little disappointing. But yeah, that's going to do it for this week's weekly racing e-vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed getting a little bit more once again. With 3 races, and next week it could be 4. Whoops. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.